And next we have someone, the last time I saw her, we went running together at another e-learning conference. E-Learning Brothers has a very active culture, and we always try to get runs together. So Angel Green, she is very esteemed in the e-learning world, has worked with companies like IBM, PricewaterhouseCoopers, and she's just a great person. I'm excited for you guys to hear her. Let's hear about Angel Green.
A director, talent, and learning for Coca-Cola Beverages Florida, our next presenter is responsible for driving business results through innovative solutions in organizational design, talent selection, and learning programs. For over 15 years, she has led strategic learning and performance initiatives designed to improve key indicators for her clients. Her learning programs, solutions, and departments have won over 50 industry awards, including Brandon Hall, Training Magazine, American Business Awards, Omni, Davie, and Training Magazine. Please welcome to eLBX, Angel Green.
Oh. Okay, I have a microphone in my hand. You better watch out. I just got the shaft, right? So I am in between improv and Michael Allen. Might be the worst place to be. My name is Angel Green. As I said, you saw pictures of me. I am a mom of 4. I am a psycho soccer mom. That was the hat that you saw. I spend my free time on ball fields around the state of Florida, but I love to come out to places like this and talk to you because how many instructional designers do we have in the room? My hand is raised. I am one of you. I am in your seat. So we can hear from all these wonderful experts in the room, and we can say, yes, I want to do that. I want to do that. I want to do that. And then we face reality. And last night on the plane over here, I was building a course. And this morning, I launched our June compliance courses. Yay! And so my inbox has been filled with, I can't get it to load. I can't get it to launch. What do I do? Right? Okay. So I'm in your shoes day in and day out. And I want to talk to you a little bit about what I call my 2020 vision. Oh, no, you went ahead too far. Well, spoiler alert. 2017, U.S. training expenditures, $90.6 billion, with a B. And what that number includes is usually content development. It's the tools, it's the technologies. What it doesn't include is time. And that time includes all of these people that make courses happen. It's not just the instructional designers, it's the reviewers, it's our subject matter experts, it's legal, it's marketing, it's translation services, it's voice talent, it's the IT or LMS staff, it's the supervisors, it's pooling reports. All of that stuff doesn't get accumulated in that $90.6 billion. But the most expensive is not that, but it's the time that our learners spend in those courses. If you break it down on a per hour basis, how much we're paying for people to sit through training that they're getting, that's a lot more. And so we have to ask ourselves as responsible stewards, how are we doing? Is it impactful? Do we know that picture that's over there? That's the forgetting curve. It's real. It happens. People walk away from the training that we deliver and they forget what they just went through. And then Forbes magazine and Harvard Business Reviews, they all put out these articles that say, hey, your employee training is failing. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of money. Here's what you need to do about it. If we ask our learners how we're doing, what will they say? So you don't have to do this right now, but I encourage you, go out to Twitter and do a hashtag, I hate training, or hashtag training sucks. And you notice I put that parental advisory there, and I know I'm in Utah, so I'm not going to say the words out loud. But here's some of the things that we get to see. I made it to lunch without jumping out the window, hashtag I hate training. Last day of training at the new job, thank God. I'm about to fall asleep. Understanding harassment in the workplace, hashtag I hate training. bored as bleep. And then there's the emoji with the guy killing himself. On a training course for 2 days. I'm at work, training's like, yuck. And OSHA training starts again. Board work selfies, halfway done, 4 more hours to go, someone save me. This day is going so slow, I want to cry, let me go home. Well, that was clear as mud. Good grief, it's going to be a long bleep day. Bored. And then sometimes we ask people to be stewards of the content that we've created and train new hires that come. And we say, here's all the wonderful material that you can provide to them as they come on board and get them excited. Our recruiters worked really hard to get them through the door. And then they meet this person like Evelyn. You better take notes because I'm not repeating myself. Or this person like Christina. Oh Lord, please give me the strength to get through this night. Why don't you learn faster? Not fun. It hurts. It's like a knife to the heart. But let's think about it from our learner's perspective. In their consumer world, in their day-to-day operations, these are the things that they do for fun. They engage on Twitter or Snapchat or Instagram or Uber Eats, where they can pick out from any restaurant and have it delivered to them. Did you know that now Amazon with their Prime Now can come, deliver a package, put it in your car if you're at work? They can pop your trunk. That's amazing. In museums, you can go and hover your phone or your tablet over top of some of the works of art and learn all about that. I have a bottle of wine that talks to me, not because I drink too much.
The friendships we forge, the darkest hours of rebellion, transport, and imprisonment are the strongest. Our real brothers would never betray us.
That's what's happening in the consumer world. Let's take a trip down memory lane, shall we? Let's go back in time to 2004. 2004, Facebook started, and this is what it looked like. I don't think many of us were probably on Facebook in 2004, but that's what it looked like. Who had that Nokia phone? I did too. The iPod and SCORM 2004. How many of you use SCORM 2004 today? I use 1.2 because that's all my LMS will allow. So it was even longer ago. And this was what courses looked like in 2004. This is what e-learning would look like. It's just a snapshot of some of them. And this is a course that I looked at in 2014 from one of the clients that I was working with. It doesn't look much different today if I look into many learning management systems. And, oh, by the way, to get to our learning that we're spending so much time, money, effort, and energy to create, you often have to go through this complex maze to get there. So you go to your intranet site, and then it links you to your LMS, and I literally had to put together, this is not mine, a 6-page document, step-by-step instructions on how to load and launch a course. And on the course that I put out today, I had to put an attachment, oh, by the way, the exit course isn't working, so you have to click on this button in order to get credit, because if you close out of the browser window, you don't get credit. Sorry. Right? These are the experiences that our learners are going through. And this is what happens when we bring them into the classroom. Look at that guy, he's sleeping. Because the #1 tool used by corporate trainers, if you ask them, what's the #1 tool that you use? It's not role play. What is it? It's PowerPoint. It's the #1 tool from corporate trainers. Death by PowerPoint. Anyone heard that phrase before? Yes, absolutely. So, I'll ask us again, how are we doing? Then you see things like this where it says, uh-oh, nearly half of today's jobs are likely to become obsolete. So if the learners that we're producing all this content for don't like what we're doing, and the executives that we're producing the content for don't understand the value that we can bring, could we be replaced? Are droids going to take our job? This TED Talk sent chills down my spine because of one statement. Throughout all of history, if you wanted something written, a report or article, you had to involve a person. Not anymore. And he held up a newspaper clipping, and it was an article that appeared in Forbes Online about Apple's earnings. It was written by an algorithm, and it's not decent, it's perfect. I majored in public relations. I understand what it takes to write a great earnings statement. If a computer can do that, could a computer take the type of learning that we saw with a list of objectives and create content without the involvement of a human? So I started thinking about it. And as a consultant, I walked into literally thousands of e-learning courses and several hundred LMSs, and that's the formula that I found. You start with a menu, you list the objectives, you have some information, assessment, information, assessment. And if I went through and I tagged the content, those 3-ring binders that they give you, says here's your source content, I could build an algorithm that could produce the type of e-learning that we see. That page turnery, click next, read it. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. So what does our future look like as instructional designers, as developers? If we don't start to make some changes, we could find ourselves replaced because the tools and the technologies have come to the point where you can take a PowerPoint and you can export it and it can go on your LMS. And if that's all we're doing, then we can be replaced. But if we understand that our role is far beyond just taking content and turning it into next button type PowerPoint e-learnings, then we can create an amazing future for ourselves. So we have to think about that entire employee experience. We need to give them performance support. Catherine mentioned when people wanted to find something out, they search Google. They look at YouTube. How do we support that internally? We can't put our stuff up on Google. I work for Coca-Cola. If Pepsi knew what we were doing, they would grab it and run. It's got to be behind some sort of protection. What's your corporate YouTube structure look like? How are your employees using Google internally to find the answers that they need? When we take this and using some of Carl's ideas, Dr. Allen's ideas, and we change it from this type of a training environment to this type of a training environment, we've created something that the computer can't. Anybody find the hazard there? What is that? That's an alligator in the pond. I'm from Florida. You don't stand where that man is standing because there's the alligator in the pond, and that alligator is going to get that man. So you have to find those hazards. You have 17 seconds to do it. Go. And that's the type of training environment that we should be creating. It's delivering the same content that our subject matter experts, that OSHA is making us deliver, but it's giving it to them in a way that they enjoy, in a way that they have fun with, in a way that resonates with them. And it's in a way that no algorithms can kind of replicate, because we understand through learner empathy that you often have to get into a pond. And you have to be on the lookout for alligators, because we've talked to our learners. And we don't have to do this type of thing in the classroom, where you sit there and the #1 tool that you use is PowerPoint. Look at what Walmart's doing. That's simulated virtual reality training of Black Friday. And there are mobs of angry shoppers that are coming at this lady, and she has to deal with it, because you don't want to be dealing with Black Friday angry shoppers for the first time out on the floor. Fail first. Fail in training. It's okay. Get yourselves the information that you need to argue back, to your executive stakeholders when they say, this is too hard for them. I don't want to make them uncomfortable. They should be safe. No, they shouldn't be safe. They should feel struggle. They should feel pain, a little bit. Not really get bit by the alligator type of pain, but a little bit of pain. You should put them into challenges that are real. Sully landed the plane hundreds of times on the Hudson in a simulated environment before he had to actually do it in real life. You don't want a doctor who's never operated on somebody doing it on you the first time. Put them through the simulation. Put your learners in those same challenges and allow them to make safe mistakes. And then we have to stand up as an industry and fight against those LMSs that create a 6-page manual on how to launch it. And we need to make our voices heard. Where are my training leaders in the room? Who holds the budget? We do. We need to be a collective force that says, I'm mad as beep and I'm not going to take it anymore. This type of an experience is unacceptable. And if you don't fix it, I'm taking my money and we're going somewhere else. Have those conversations. Don't accept it. Don't say it's okay to just accept SCORM 1.2 when XAPI can do amazing things for us. Make them listen to you. Harness the power, the dollars that we bring to this $90.6 billion industry. Augmented reality. Anybody experimenting with that? That's happening outside of the LMS. I can't do that in the LMS. I need XAPI. I need the things that I can do in order to track this, to show where people are making mistakes, where they need the content. And if I can't do it inside that LMS, I'm going to find other ways. And so that's what we did. We walked away. Because why would you? Why would you suffer through 6 pages of how to launch the content? We have to shift from the mindset of being an instructional designer to a learning experience designer. We have to capture that entire experience because it's not just instruction. It's performance support. It's all of the other things that come along with the employee experience. So we need to shift from designing courses to designing that experience. We need to shift from creating formal training to designing for the spectrum. We need to shift from focusing on the learning objectives, which I think we've heard a couple times today, to focusing on performance and business outcomes. Not what do you want them to know when this course is over, what do you want them to be able to do when this course is over? What does success look like? From content gathering and repurposing as our primary objective to content curation and aggregation. Anybody allowing their learners to start creating content themselves and putting it out on places? Absolutely. They know what they're doing. Tap them. Those YouTube stars of how to do the makeup and how to do this, they're not experts. They tap themselves on the shoulder and say, hey, I'm an expert, follow me. Your learners want to do that. The millennial population loves that. Get them to share their experiences. And instead of reporting data, I get requests all the time. How many hours of training have we delivered? I said, why do you want to know that? That's not important. You want to know on the insights and the data and the analytics, how long did somebody take in order to successfully complete this? How did their performance change as a result of the training? What is the increase in sales? What is the decrease in safety incidents? Look at those insights. Get that data. And then we have to think about how we build our own internal skill sets. So if you look at the world of product designers, not necessarily just instructional designers, but product designers, they are empathetic, they are patient, they're perceptive, they're creative, they're humble, they're risk tolerant, they're problem solvers, they're versatile, they're observant, they're learners, they're communicative, they're innovative. Those should be what I see on job descriptions for learning experience designers, instructional designers, whatever it is. Not they have a solid base of Bloom's taxonomy and Gagne's 9 events. And I don't have any problem with learning theory. But this is what the type of people that we need in this industry. People that understand, that can build that empathy, and that can build programs that are really impactful for that learner audience. That say, I know you. This resonates with me as a learner. Somebody built this for me, individually. Instructional designers, we create products, instructional products. So we have to take that same stance that product designers do and really get to know our consumers. And I don't mean get to know them in a learner needs analysis and say, thank you, we'll be back at Pilot. They come along with you in the entire journey. They're with you every step of the way. And you ask them, does this make sense? Does this make sense? If I did this, would this work for you? If not, you make a change. You write to them, not at them. You build content with them, not for them. You build that sense of empathy. You get them involved. You have brainstorming sessions. You don't just build giant design documents or storyboards and hand them over and ask them, does this make sense? Or get the stakeholder involved. They're with you the entire way. And you look for new ways to rate what you've done. You look for, like, the thumbs ups, you look for ratings from learners, you look for the learners to give you feedback on how well that training impacted them. Go beyond the smile sheets, go beyond the butts and seats, and really look to see if what you're building is moving you away from the hashtag I hate training. And when we do that, I believe that we will have an amazing future because, as we saw, there's a whole new set of employees that are coming into our organizations, and they're dying to learn. And the better that we are, the better that they will be. And so thank you for joining me on my 2020 vision.